And now this guy with the metal armor, I'm going to go in there and switch back to this hard brush. I'll go with the bluish color for screening. Now since he's metallic, I can go a bit hotter on these highlights and stuff. Like here I'm going to get pretty close to white, and that's going to help sell you know, the idea that he is indeed metallic. And I'm going to do that here on both sides to start. And then once I do that, I'm going to lower my flow a little bit again. Make the brush kind of small. And then just start adding what I think metallic highlights should look like. Now if I really wanted to make this ultra believable, then I would grab some reference off the web somewhere of chrome or silver or steel or whatever kind of metal I'm trying to make this look like. I would get reference for that actual thing, but again, I'm working with deadlines and time constraints, so I'm better off just going back to something that I've done a million times. And some of this is going to be a little bit sloppy, but it doesn't matter. I can go back in and fix it. I have to be mindful of what I'm doing. I don't want to just go nuts either, but I don't want to be ultra careful to the point where nothing ever gets done, where I'm blowing deadlines and becoming unreliable because I'm too ultra fixated on making every little thing perfect. Important skill for colors to have is knowing when to walk away from a piece, when you're done, when enough is enough, I guess, because with the computer and the ability to constantly undo things, it's very easy to get caught up in making everything look just so. Or also another mistake is, since we have the ability to get in this close, color everything that close and get all these little details that aren't going to print anyways. So what I keep in mind is just sort of being bold with things, and by being bold I mean leaving a lot of area in shadow if possible, um, having large areas of light, just things, making things so I'm not worried that this ultra subtle effect that I spent hours and hours and hours painstakingly created, worrying that it's not going to print, or getting the thing back and being mad because, oh, I spent all that time and it just didn't print. You can't see the details, the half tones are killing it, or whatever. It's very important also to keep in mind that printing is not an exact science. So they throw these things on the printing press, they watch part of a press run, and the books in the first 20% of a print run and the books in the last 20% of a print run are probably going to look different. Um, you can see sometimes you'll get a book and look at it and watch a color shift from page to page, knowing that those are all the same exact colors, but something changed very slightly on the printing press, and now you know it's just things just don't look exactly how you want it. So it's good to have an idea of how things are going to print, and that comes with experience, how much you can expect things to change in the printing process. And as you become more seasoned, you become more aware of that as you're working, knowing what colors won't print at all in CMYK. I could take this background here and make it like the most ridiculously bright green, but when I switch to my CMYK preview, you can see it's nowhere near what it looks like on the screen. So just because something looks good on your screen, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. If you look at your color pickers, if you're going and picking a color that's not going to be printable, it'll give you this little exclamation point warning and saying, hey, this is what the color's probably going to look more like that you're choosing. So that's another thing to be mindful of. I like to have my color pickers in hue, saturation, brightness. Some people like CMYK. It's all, again, another thing that's personal preference. Um, but I've kind of grown to really like this setup. Okay, here in my background, I'm going to just give this background a little bit of an elliptical highlight. And the purpose of that is just it gives it a little bit of shape, so it's not just a flat color, and helps bring everything together. And you can see here, this is what our panel is going to look like when it's printed. The colors may change a little bit between here and the time it goes to press. I still have to send this for notes and corrections from Darick and Garth, but generally, this is generally what it's going to look like. Thank you for watching.